Loud music blasts in my ear the moment we open the Night Spy's door. Wow, it's crowded. And that's all I heard from her since the music covers every other single sound. Quim, Ren, and Zoe have joined our group outside and now they are looking around in awe. Zoe tries to tell me something, I guess just a comment on how cool she finds the club, but of course I can't hear her. So after 2 attempts, she finally gives up on conversation and just gives me a thumbs up with a wide smile. Kim keeps looking around at the passing people wearing elegant outfits and too much makeup. I chuckle at his expressions. He still can't believe he's been allowed to come in. I'm surprised myself because he's wearing his regular old clothes. I tried to talk to him about that with all the tact I could manage, but Quim refused to see my point. Old stubborn Quim. Well, but since he passed tonight, perhaps Ren and I were the ones in the wrong and he's fine with those stupid grandpa outfits he wears. I reach the counter and wave to the bartender to get a drink, but it's so crowded that all the barman ignores me. Frustrated, I search a place for our friends and Paul meets my gaze and comes closer, smiling. Hey Tears, do you get a drink? He's forced to yell in my ear to make himself heard. I answer him doing the same. No, and I'm starting to feel frustrated. He laughs. The bartender passes in front of us again without bothering with even a quick reassuring glance. We're going to spend the whole night trying to drink. Tears, there's something I should tell you. It's about our old friends from high school. Oh yes, thank you man, I'm really happy to see them again. Thanks for insisting, or I would have skipped tonight, it would have been a shame. The problem is some of them didn't know Nil and you broke up and someone asked Nil to join us. I freeze. Nil? I haven't seen him in almost 2 months. Is he here? I don't ever want to see him. My heart has started pounding like crazy just hearing his name. It seems he said he would come a bit late, but I haven't seen him yet. Are you okay? Perhaps you prefer that we leave now. Lil and I don't mind, believe me. I can't make my mind. Do I want to see you, Nil, or not? Paul keeps staring at me with worry, but I'm struggling and find something to say. Tears! Too late. A hand lands on my shoulder and I recognize a voice before turning back to look at his owner, of course. That voice still appears in my dreams now and then. Nil looks great. He's always been cute, but I didn't remember how bright his eyes are or how lovely he looks with his cheeks reddened by the extensive heat of the club. There's no one by his side, thank goodness. Nil, you look good. He smiles wide and leans forward to speak in my ear, invading my breathing space. I feel really uncomfortable. A part of me still finds the gesture and the proximity alluring and wants no more than to circle his waist with my hands and pull him closer. Another part of me, though, wants to push him off and run away as fast as I can. His situation still hurts like a slap. I can feel the humiliation again, as vivid and strong as it was the moment he left me. And the guilt for the way I behaved with him, always putting him in second place, blaming him for having to pass on Mark's offer. I guess I'm not healed yet, but that was to be accepted. I need more time. Nil is talking to me, but I've lost a couple of sentences, absorbed as I was. You've got Ibex. Are you sleeping enough? Yeah, don't worry. I have Poe pestering me to eat and sleep properly all the time. He cracks a hesitant smile. I suppose I'm glad you have someone looking out for you then. Oh, remember that gig I told you about? The Christmas concert? Are we close to Christmas already? Crap, time flies. I nod. His group has been invited to a quite big event and of course he was very hyped about it. Well, we were. Isn't it a couple of weeks? I'd really love it if you come to see us. I raise my eyebrow in disbelief. Are you sure? I bit my tongue before the second question in my mind leaves my mouth. Want to be uncomfortable for whoever you are dating now? No, I'm not asking that. Definitely not. Of course, my groupmates want to see you too, and the event will be terrific. With tons of groups playing, you must come. Well, if it's an order? We both chuckle at the same time. He really is cute. I'll greet our friends now. See you around. Oh, I bet he feels awkward all of a sudden, same as me. Neil is lost among the ocean of sweaty bodies in the blink of an eye. Well, before I can fall into self-hate and longing again, I feel someone tapping on my shoulder. I turn and come face to face to Poe, who is smiling at me with a drink in each hand. Oh! He hands me a long glass with a wink. Good old Poe, always so timely. I toast with them and gulp down half my drink, not even bothering to ask what it is. As long as it makes me drunk, I'm okay with it. That night I have the strangest dreams. In one of them, I'm at Nil's concert, although instead of watching and dancing, I kept searching the crowd looking for someone, but I don't know who I'm looking for. And then, when I finally dare to look at the stage, I almost have a heart attack when I see Mark playing the guitar by Nil's side. He's only wearing a pair of tight-fitting black leather trousers and boots. His muscles torso is shiny from sweat or perhaps some kind of body oil. I stare at his huge pecs transfixed. His biceps twitch with every movement, and when he approaches the microphone to join Nil for a chorus, I can't help but notice the size of his bulge. Those trousers don't have much to the imagination, honestly, and what my imagination can provide, my memory does. I can picture perfectly well that magnificent cock while fully erect. Oh yes, I can. I'm starting to feel rather horny. I want to pinch Mark's nipples, but I feel like crap because Nil is right by his side, with his lovely slender figure and an almost shy expression on his face. Then I notice the remaining members of the group have also been replaced in my dreams, and it's Paul on the drums and Beale playing the keyboard. Paul looks really focused on playing and he's obviously having fun. I find myself smiling fondly at him. When he notices me staring at him, his first reaction is turning beetle red with embarrassment and looking away, but he soon composes himself and blinks at me grinning. I can't help but smirk. His reactions are always so endearing. If he wasn't my best friend, I would certainly find him really cute. Beale, for his part, has the deeply focused face that I'm used to see on him, but the odd part is that he's smoking. In fact, he's almost wrapped in tobacco smoke, and although he of course doesn't look at me, he suddenly throws his head back and exhales, showing off his long pale neck and his trembling Adam's apple and the grins by my side. And the girls by my side and the audience start whooping and whistling at him. Oh fuck, he's so hot. Well, I won't deny it, he looks really hot and mysterious. He doesn't need to show off his body like Mark, nor is he cute in the same way as Paul or Nil. But yes, he's attractive in a dark, cool way. If only he wasn't so stiff and aloof and fucking distant. I would love to bite him on that neck of his. Of course, when I wake up with the first light of morning, I'm hard as a rock, and it's one of those hard-ons that I know from experience that not even a cold shower will make subsidle. Great way of starting Sunday. I'm left to my own device once more with all the images of my dream dancing on my mind. At least when I finished, I noticed that I haven't thought of Nil at all while relieving myself. That's good news. Leaving my bed requires gathering all my willpower, but I managed to crawl out of it and start making coffee. A ping at my back startles me. I glance at my computer surprised before noticing it isn't turned on yet. Oh, so it's the door. How unusual. I don't get many visits. And who else could it be but Paul, with a bag of croissants and a huge smile? Surprise! Have I woken you up? No, but I just got up. A pleasant smell comes from the pastries bag. Please tell me those are croissants. Of course. Come on, invite me to a coffee and we'll have a breakfast together. That's probably the best idea ever. I clear my desk and pour 2 cups of coffee while Paul sits down and takes out the croissants. For a moment, none of us speaks, too busy attacking our breakfast. Man, I didn't notice I was so hungry. Ha, I told you you're starving yourself to death. Starving. Don't be a drama queen, although it's true that even Nil commented I didn't look too good. Really? You know that's why I came today. You're right after seeing Nil last night? I sighed. I guess. No, really, don't worry about that. I wasn't happy to see him, but I'm not feeling down either. So I'll be okay. I just need more time, a little bit of it. Paul looks visibly relieved. I'm glad. Of course, 6 years with someone are a long time. But it's been almost 2 months, so I'm sure you will find someone else you like soon. It's too soon. Yeah, okay, we have sex with our professor. I can't take it's too soon. So, perhaps. I have a very long relationship. I think it was 5.5 years. And I broke up. And after 2 months, I was over it. So, perhaps. I take perhaps. I'm sorry. Who knows, perhaps. Although I feel it's still too soon for that. But you can never say never. So, you don't have someone you might like yet, right? A flash of last night's dream crosses through my mind, startling me. To be honest, the dream feels strange and far-fetched at the light of the day, even embarrassing. But I guess I can take it as a sign that I'm starting to heal. Not yet, no. Do you want me to settle down again so badly? I bet you want to pass the task to nag me to eat and sleep to another person. No, it's not like that. I just... Okay, Paul is head over heels for us. It's so obvious. He trails off, looking suddenly very awkward. Anyway, I have too much rock at the moment to think about that. I decided to change topics quickly. Prestig Paul is always fun, but hey, he went out of his way bringing me croissants. Let's cut him some slack. What did you think of my lab mates? Well, I couldn't take much with them with all the noise in the club, but they seem okay. I hope they want to repeat next weekend, so you will join us too. I wish, but I can't promise, Paul. You know that, sorry. He sighs loudly. I had to try. And I appreciate it. I try to change out with Lilla and you as much as I can, okay? Really? You will have lunch with us again now and then at least? I smile fondly at him. Yeah, I'm aware of the fact that I miss you too next year. That I will miss you too. I shudder across through his features, and I totally understand it. My smile turns sad for a moment, but I do my best to smile brightly at him again. Oh, come on, don't start pouting now. He pulls off a face, but offers me a small grin. By the way, I'll be doing some field work next summer. What? You didn't tell me anything. I guess I couldn't find the moment. Dr. Pons, you know, the teacher I'm doing my master's with next year, has offered me an invitation. We'll be working on some Neolithic ruins in his house. It's exciting because there seems to be a temple, so we might find something interesting enough to reach the history magazines. Oh wow! He looks really excited about it. But of course, what did I expect? Somehow I imagined I would go to Alaya next year, and meanwhile all my friends would stay on Earth doing exactly what they are doing right now. But that's unrealistic. They all have their own lives, their own plans. I feel suddenly sad. This is it then. These years as students will come to an end, and it will be soon. If I go to space, I might never see Paul again. Hey, Tears, are you alright? What's with that face? I managed to smile a bit. I was just thinking that I miss you a lot when the faculty ends. Oh man, I didn't think I would ever hear you say something like that. So cheesy, right? But still true. Paul stands up and takes his spot back. I should get going. I have a football match in half an hour. Okay, I'll have a shower and start working. He sauntered to the entrance door, but then stopped with his hand on the knob. Tears, I will miss you too. A lot. Oh yeah, he's head over heels for us. And he leaves before I can reply. In the next days, I catch myself envying Paul more than once. He just needs to pass the subjects and has enough free time to hang out with friends, partying in the weekends and playing football on Sunday mornings. Meanwhile, I still need to keep my top-of-the-class grades besides spending every evening at the research lab. Paul is exaggerating when he complains about me not eating or sleeping properly, of course, but it's true that I'm cutting all my first needs time to the minimum. Ugh! What happened? Nothing. A trifle. I'm working with Ren, Krim and Zoe since they are the other engineers in the team, although we are all working in different calculations. And I've just found another error. So perhaps I should add another hour to my sleeping time, because I can't believe I'm finding an error in the same code lines I checked yesterday. I'm sure I went over them and then sent them to Mark. Perhaps he saw the mistake and sent them back to me? I'm a bit embarrassed to ask Mark about it, so I fixed the error and redo the calculations. Damn, it will take me the whole evening, again. We're behind schedule and have missed some minor deadlines. Mark keeps cheering us up and saying it doesn't matter, that the only important bit is doing good work. Alaya won't move from its orbit, he says, and he's right, of course, but we are starting to feel the stress. A month ago, Kim and Ren would have been joking and chatting cheerfully. We're working, but still we are all sitting with our noses stuck in the screens. The door of Mark's office suddenly slams hard, and the four of us raise our heads from the computer started. It seems my team members are not the only one feeling the pressure. I share a question look with Krim while B rushes to the corridor and apparently to his own lab. But don't worry, I bet it's just a lover's quarrel. Zoe jiggles quietly and shakes her head, going back to her work. A what? Beal? No way. I mean, I knew Mark was fooling around with some students, but Beal? He's the last one I would imagine that could have a fling with Dr. Rosal. Krim looks rather embarrassed when he leans in to whisper at me. It's true. I don't like to gossip, but since everybody already knows about it, it wouldn't be fair leaving you out. Beale is sleeping with Mark, or at least he was a month ago. But it's me, the one who's fucking with Mark right now. Well, in the last week, I realized that in fact I have no idea about if he's doing other people besides me. We don't have any kind of compromise with each other, so Mark could perfectly well be fucking Beale and it would be alright. I'm not uneasy. Wow, I'd never have guessed it. Are you sure? Of course, everybody knows it. It seems someone walked in on them. I'm curious about what they think about it. Well, Mark is really fit and single. It's someone that he likes to sleep around, right? Ren frowns and I can see Zoe doing the same. I better be discreet. Quim just shrugs, obviously uninterested. To be honest, I don't think the higher ups in university would be very happy about it, and it makes Beale look like a climber. Oh, come on, Beale is a genius in his field, you know that. Yes, I know, but he shouldn't taint his career with sex affairs with his boss. It doesn't look quite right to me. Just leave them alone, it's none of our business. The conversation dies again quickly after this, leaving me rather sidetracked and unable to focus on my task. I won't deny this new fact about Beale makes me feel still more curious about him. But of course, this isn't something you can go asking about, so I would better forget all about it. As Quim says, it's none of my business anyway. A couple of days later, I'm the last one staying at night again. Tears? Or note. As it seems, I was so focused that I didn't notice Quim is still here. Hi, I thought you had left. I barely pay attention to him. I want to finish the day task, check it, and go home and fucking last. Can I ask you something? I reluctantly ungauge myself from the screen and turn towards Quim. Sure, what is it? What do you think about Zoe? Zoe? What kind of hidden meaning question is that? She's great. Do you want me to elaborate or... My eyes go back to my numbers. I can't help it. But do you like her? I mean, would you go out with her? I arch my eyebrows in disbelief. Wait, has she sent you to ask me out about this? Oh my goodness. Now that I look properly at him, Quim looks really uncomfortable. Look, I don't want to offend her, but I'm not interested in girls. Ha! I told her. You're too focused on your work to waste your time on a girlfriend. No, what I mean is I am gay. His surprised face is priceless. I can't help but chuckle. Are you sure? Yeah, since I was 6 and I got my first kiss from a guy in my class. But gay? Honestly, this guy, as gay as it comes. But how come you find it so surprising? I mean, I think Ren is B himself. It's not that unusual. Ren? Are you serious? But he never mentioned it to me. I shrug. Well, would he? He knows you're straight, so I guess in front of you he only comments about girls, right? If a moment ago Quim looked taken aback now. He seems deep in thought. Well, at least I know Ren doesn't have any interest in Zoe, and if you aren't interested either, that's a relief. Ha! Wait, does it mean it's you who are interested in her? He turns slightly red and starts fidgeting. Please don't tell anybody. It will be difficult enough having to tell her that you're gay and don't like her that way. So really ask him to find out if I liked her or not? I don't want to hurt Quim's feeling, but it's not the sort of thing you ask of someone who might like as someone other than as a friend. Well, I wish you the best of luck. And right then my eyes get caught by a string of numbers on my screen and my mouth goes suddenly dry. I barely hear Quim's words apologizing and saying goodbye. Because there's an error in those numbers, and this time I have no doubt. This is the same kind of error I fixed the other day. I'm 100% sure my calculations are right. How is this error here then? It makes no sense. Besides, Mark already checked the previous step. Did this go unnoticed by him? I looked around. I'm alone in the lab. I can hear Quim's footstep in the corridor, but there's no one left. Mark is probably still in his office, but I don't know what to do. Should I ask him about this? I could just solve the issue on my own and try to be more careful from now on. But perhaps, knowing Mark, he's testing me again. Oh my god, okay. Go to Mark's office and ask him about the errors. Don't ask him yet. But we checked it yesterday. And send it. And Mark's was also reading it and sending it back. And now we are making the same error again. I personally would go to Mark's office and ask him about the arrows. So, Maybe he's trying to test us, or just he wants that we come to his office late at night so he can fuck us? Maybe? I don't know. But that's on my mind. But when he already checked it and sent it back to us, he's a genius. I'm sure he would see this arrow. Oh my god, I don't know. But when we ask him yet, it's like I'm too stupid to solve it by myself. He could auto-interpret this, so I don't know. But when we don't ask him, maybe the error comes again and again, and we are going to lose more time. But like he said, Elias, don't leave the orbit. We have enough time. Oh my god, it's a difficult question, and I'm sure I'm interpreting too much into it, but I don't know what I should choose. Go to Mark's office and ask him about the errors. Don't ask him yet. Okay, in my opinion, go to Mark's office and ask him about the errors is less... Okay, I don't know how to say it. It's less... Yeah, the problems they are coming from our decisions are less than when we take don't ask him yet. So I took go to Mark's office and ask him about the errors. Oh, I knock on the door feeling oddly uneasy.
Come in. Oh, Tears. I thought you had already left. And how's the most hardworking member of the team? I'll finish up in a moment, if you're up to it today.
He gives me a once-over with a crooked grin, but I shook my head with a tiny smile.
No, sorry. I'm not here for that.
Oh, what then? Any problem with the team?
I sat on my feet for a long minute.
The thing is, I've been finding some errors in the calculations lately.
Oh, really? Whose calculations?
I locked my eyes with him.
Mine, but the ones I already finished and passed to you. They came back with errors.
Mark taps a finger against his chin, seemingly in thought.
That's too bad. So you're saying I haven't noticed some mistakes, right?
That's not exactly what I've said, but I don't want to argue with him, so I keep my mouth shut and let him elaborate. He sighs loudly and lets himself drop on his armchair.
Yes. The stress and the nerves of the project are taking their toll on me, and I've become absent-minded. I would be very glad if you didn't comment on this out of this office. I don't want the other students to be aware that I'm getting old.
That's obviously half a joke, and I chuckle with him. But at the same time, my mind is racing. He's being oblivious because of the pressure? Bollocks. One doesn't get to be one of the best environmental engineers in the world by letting nerves get the best of them. I don't know what's going on with Mark, but I'm not buying a single word. Play along, tell him what I think. Oh, okay, the next decision. When we take the wrong decision, I know shit is going to happen. Okay, play along, tell him what I think. Are we a character who is straightforward? I don't know. But I'm a straightforward person. I'm going to take the decisions I would take in this situation. So I was going to tell him what I think. When he takes bullshit to us, when can we trust him? We tell him what I think.
This is all you have to say?
He arcs an eyebrow, but his smile stays in place.
What do you mean?
Look, this is difficult for me to say, but I don't believe those errors were accidental.
Oh, really? Then what?
This is some kind of test, I'm sure now. But I haven't got the foggiest idea of if I'm choosing the right option or not.
You have been adding those errors on purpose.
He doesn't seem angry.
And why would I do that?
I shake my head, showing him that I don't have an answer for that.
Sit down, Tears.
He goes around his desk and sits down in front of his computer, so obey him and sit down on the other armchair and the other side of the desk. A ping signals some data being transferred from his memory bracelet to the computer, and he starts to type before turning the screen towards me.
Look closely, Tears. This data hasn't been disclosed yet, and I doubt it will. Not in the near future.
I run my eyes through the reports he's showing me, but they don't make sense. I glance up to his face, questioning him with my eyes.
Yes. It's exactly what you think. Alea is not uninhabited.
But how is it that they haven't told anyone yet? This is a bombshell!
We've known it since a year ago.
Then why keep it a secret? I'm sorry, but I don't get it.
I read the new information quickly, opening report after report. They all talk about an unknown alien race, native of Alea, and about the tests they've run on their specimens. The results of the tests are conclusive evidence that we are facing an intelligent race, however different from what our standard definition of intelligent might be.
This Alean native race is settled precisely on the location of the future city. The Conclave, fruit of the knowledge, goodwill, and above all, joint budget of all the world power, has been working on the terraforming for 5 years now, since Alea was discovered. Do you know how many billions of dollars we have already spent on the project?
I go up uneasy.
I can imagine a lot.
Mark nods.
So, when we came across these creatures, the Conclave held a meeting and we voted.
I can already guess the outcome, or I wouldn't be sitting here in Dr. Rose's office as a Reacher's team member.
I voted in favor of stopping the project and move our plans to another part of the planet. But I was one of the very few who voted for that option. After all, finding another suitable area won't exactly be an easy task. And our whole project is based on that area, and adapted to its features. So it wouldn't only delay the terraforming for perhaps a whole decade, but it would also mean throwing millions of dollars out the window. Despite that, however...
He gets up and walks to the window, showing his back to me.
What I'm gonna tell you, it's still more top secret than those reports, Tears. Can I trust you?
Yes, of course.
He turns to look at me with a sly smile on his face.
The ones who voted against the current state of the project didn't yield so easily. We have a parallel project, you could say. We are working on finding a way to protect the native Aleans from the terraforming.
Really?
Yes, we are currently studying 2 possibilities. Either finding another suitable place for a city that could use most of the infrastructures we've been developing so far, or finding a way to coexist with the Aleans in the same space.
I run my eye through the screen again. There's little information about the features of these creatures. Some diagrams show them with the general appearance of a vegetal organism mixed with a caterpillar. No wonder the scientists thought at first that this was a plant life and wanted to simply move it out of the terraforming area to add it to our future ecosystem. It must have some as a shock when some plant-like creatures turned out to be intelligent.
And how is it going so far?
Infuriatingly slow. So this is where Plan B started.
I raise my eyes from the screen, surprised.
Plan B?
Yes, we're trying to slow down the terraforming project, so we can win time to find an alternative solution.
Hence the errors in the calculations.
Mark nods with a smile.
Exactly. Except that we are doing more than just that.
Oh?
We have a group of brave volunteers who help to delay the project even more. I can't add errors in every single office that works in terraforming, you know.
So, what do you do?
He shrugs.
Whatever we need to stop the progress from being too fast. Sometimes our actions don't fall under the law, but we don't take it very far either. It's not that bad if some data goes missing, or if an equipment suffers a sudden failure.
I chuckles. Is Mark playing industrial espionage? He turns suddenly serious again and looks me in the eye.
You know everything now. Of course, you won't find any evidence of what I've explained to you. Any part of it. So in case you decide to spill the beans, I will deny everything, and nobody is going to believe a single word from you.
I frown.
What I offer you now is the chance of making history. Will you help us fix the humankind role in reaching the stars? In terraforming our first planet without forcing another race to become extinct. Because that's what will happen if we don't solve it, Tears. We are the only surviving chance for the Aleans. What I'm asking you is not exactly legal or moral, and will sometimes be dangerous, but it's for the greater good. Do you agree?
I'm trying to process the whole issue. This is too much information at the same time. But there's only one answer I can give him, right? It's Dr. Mark Rosa who's asking me after all.
You can count on me, of course.
Have you really thought about it carefully? You don't need to rush your decision.
I'm decided. After what you've told me, there's no other option, right? I'll do everything within my power to help.
That's great. We need someone of your talent, Tears. And this will only be a delay. I promise. Alea is waiting for you and me. You can do great things, Tears. I have big expectations for you.
I feel truly proud of myself. For once, I'm sure I've taken the right option. Having Mark's respect and trust is just a plus, and a really satisfying one.
Then you'll tell me what you need from me.
Yes. I'll put you in contact with our other team. They will be happy to have you on board. I've talked to them about you often.
Really?
That's unexpected.
However, please keep in mind our task is a serious one. You need to be extremely discreet and keep a low profile in the university.
I know, slightly uneasy.
And, of course, make sure none of the other research members suspect anything about this.
He sighs and rubs his brow.
I don't want to put them in trouble. So far, you're the only one who has noticed the errors. Not that I expected that they'd notice anyway.
So, am I that special?
Of course, you're my right hand. Haven't I treated you as a valuable member of the team so far?
Yeah, fucked me. Us. Him. I'm tempted to ask if that's the reason he's having sex with me. As a reward, perhaps, or just to make me feel special. Either way, he succeeds.
I'm glad you have accepted to help us, Tears. Because I'm not sure we would be able to do it without you.
That piques my interest.
What kind of people are the other members of that team?
He huffs and tries to suppress a chuckle.
They are varied. You will see when you meet them. Well, it's late, and I bet you're tired. Especially after this conversation.
Yes. I should better go home now.
He nods with his usual polite smile.
Leave and rest well, Tears. We'll keep talking tomorrow.
That night I have trouble getting to sleep. My conversation with Mark keeps plaguing my thoughts, and despite being sure about my decision, I can't help but be worried about the implications. Going to Alaya is still my main goal in life, that part is clear. Do I really want to delay it? Well, after all that new information, it's not as if I have many options. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing the humankind is annihilating another race with my consent. Despite my goals in life, solving that was priority. Although just before I fall asleep, a string of questions pop in my mind. What if the Conclave finds out and they kick Mark and his whole team out of the project? What if the general public knows and the terraforming process is stopped for good? Even worse, what if I'm caught doing something illegal and I'm left out of going to Alaya? I wake 100 times at night, sweaty and with my heart racing like crazy. Okay, before I go forward... Oh my god, my English is so bad, I'm so sorry. Before I go on with the Let's Play, I make here a little break, a little cut. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will see you again in the next episode. So I wish you now a wonderful day, and see you in the next episode. Goodbye!